Hey, Boaz here with Next Pittsburgh. We're here at one of the original entrances to West Penn Hospital, and this place is celebrating 175 years. It's been around for a long time. We're here to talk about the history and the future with the president and COO, Dr. Johnson, and Jason over here. Thanks so much for having us.
Well, please call me Brian. Thank you for being with us today. Yes, here we are at one of the original entrances to West Penn Hospital. The original West Penn was actually down toward the Strip District, moving up here in around 1909 for the need for more space. And this what we see here is all of the marble work going into the original facility. This is now all enclosed with two additional towers that have been built in 1981 and in 1995.
Well, let's go inside because it's sort of freezing out here.
Sounds good. We were tearing down a building on campus called the Daly Building. It's been here since the 1880s. In the process of doing that, we actually found a couple old things, including some old registers, as well as what we believe to be part of the original pharmacy from West Penn Hospital, maybe dating back as early as 1880. These are actually the original cabinets.
Wow.
These weren't touched. So if I open this up, we can see some of the original medications, which we obviously have in glass here. And there is still material in a lot of these things, but you can see what they use for medications.
What is this stuff? Magnesia? Methyl blue? Do you know what these things are?
Most of them I do, but there's very unusual things which we would not consider medication at this point, including, you'll see this one right here, which is arsenic.
Oh, gosh.
And there's cobalt, obviously, which we now know has some radioactivity, not anymore, but there's a number of things like that. And somewhere in here there is cannabis, in fact.
Whoa. This is just asparagus.
Mm-hmm. Herbal medications and herbal supplements are in here as well. So they had initial plans to throw this away, actually. But I caught wind of this and saw it, and I said, no, we are keeping this for the long term. Absolutely.
And they just let us peek down here for 1 minute. We're in a tunnel, it's not used anymore, that goes underneath the street here, and it connects the nursing school to West Penn Hospital. So they say no one's been back here for 100 years. They didn't actually say that, but it has been a while, and gosh, I'm just a sucker for underground tunnels. I mean, that's why we all tune into Yinzer Backstage Pass, right? Oh my gosh, this thing goes on forever.
These are the minutes and some of the registers from 1912, when West Penn opened. There are things in here such as the patients that came here and what the employees were making.
Wow, so what's a doctor or nurse making in those days?
So to put this in perspective, the cost of running the hospital for a day at this time was $1.63.
Wow, gosh, pretty good.
Going down the hallway here to our new neonatal ICU. It opened in 2019, where we really went from the old standard of having a pod system, many babies in one room, to having private rooms for our neonates. You can see we have the isolette for the baby.
What do you call it? Isolette?
Isolette. It sounds very small.
Yeah, sounds like French or something.
I did not coin that term. In addition to having space for the parents to stay, we also have cameras available, so when the parents are at home getting that much-needed rest, they can also visualize.
Oh my gosh, you can tune into the baby cam.
Absolutely, there's a baby cam. Wow. And everything here is also controlled and operated remotely.
Okay, so you've taken us to this door over here.
Yes, so behind this door is actually our original boardroom here at West Penn Hospital.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it feels like we've just stepped through time.
The woodwork you see in here, which is pretty impressive, came from one of the original homes of one of the Carnegies.
They were taking apart one of their homes and then moved it here?
We believe that's the case, yes. And that woodwork ended up here somewhere around 1910 when this particular facility was constructed. So this is a place where we still use for meetings, but it's sort of a special place that we don't come into all that often.
Yeah, well, it's wild walking through the building because it's sort of like a Frankenstein of buildings because you'll walk from something that seems, ancient to something that seems like the future,
Yes, to your point, we're doing a number of new things around construction, especially around radiology. And just a quick anecdote, when we were removing some of the walls to prepare for a new equipment to come in, not only did we uncover some very old brick, we uncovered some steel that was actually stamped as Carnegie steel. So this is from the 40s and 50s. This actually has the log of all the patients that came in for care and what they came in with. Now, I've been through this a number of times out of my own interest, and a number of the ailments patients came in with at that point were industrial accidents. Infections from accidents, amputations, things like that. So, in fact, a predominant number of the reasons people came in were for those reasons then. Burns. So things have changed greatly in what we care for.
Yeah, thankfully. Gosh, thankfully
Yes.
you're hopefully not doing as many amputations these days.
No, not nearly as many.
Okay, so where have you taken us?
So I've taken you up to part of the original hospital, which is the 6th floor. What we're seeing here is some of the original workings for our elevators. Now, I'll add that all these elevators are in the process of being replaced now with brand new state-of-the-art. But again, I wanted to show you guys what the original elevator innards, if you will, look like at the time.
So this is it right here?
Little by little, these things will be retired and replaced, but very interesting to be able to see how the original ones worked right here.
Oh my gosh, this just seems like a crazy alien spacecraft the way it's spinning. So we've seen some of the older parts of the hospital, and now this part is so new it's not even open yet.
That's correct. We're just in the process of finishing this piece. What you're seeing here in totality is our project around our radiology master plan.
So it's okay, we're going through a sign that says radiation area, but that's allowed.
Yeah, we're allowed, nothing's on at the moment, so we'll be safe. No lead required. So what we're seeing here is a brand new state-of-the-art piece of equipment called a SPECT CT, similar to something called a PET CT, which you may have heard of. It can image a number of things from vascular abnormalities or for cancer, looking for particular cancer cells, activity, using radio tracers, etc.
Oh my gosh, can I just point out I love this fake sky, which is so, first of all, it's snowy and cold out there, so this is beautiful.
So not only do we provide state-of-the-art care, we also try to give the patients the best possible experience too between our staff and these lovely photos.
And one thing you mentioned earlier that I want to bring up, and Jason said too, was that during the Civil War, West Penn was treating soldiers. I don't know, if you want to talk about it, who wants to?
The United States government actually took over the hospital, the original hospital. In 3 years, they treated over 3,000 Confederate soldiers here at West Penn in Pittsburgh. So they shipped them from all over.
Wow.
An incredible beginning for his hospital.
That's crazy. It's just from that, I mean, a Civil War soldier would flip out if they saw this machine right now.
Yeah.
It shows, how West Penn has continued to transition since 1848. When we opened, and was very important during World War I, World War II, and then we see us now coming into 2023 with how care has just changed over the years. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Well, happy 175th birthday, and gosh, thanks so much for the tour.
Thank you. We appreciate it.